for the beach. It's Saturday night, so we dress up, and tonight we'll dress up with these 3 dress watches from Gethin Christian's collection. And I'm not a dress watch guy. I don't have the clothes to wear them, but I do love them and I appreciate them. And we've got 3 of mine. I've only got 3, and we'll start with this one, which is probably the best of the 3. It is the Seiko SARB 035, a legendary Seiko Sha. I bought this one new for £236 in 2016. I think now it's discontinued now, unfortunately, and Seiko have gone up market, and now this watch is very sought after and sells for between about £550 and £700 used, and for between £850 and £950 new, if you can find one. They are still out there with tags. It's a 38mm case, 44.5mm lug to lug, and 11.5mm height with a 20mm lug width. It's a bit small, but it's not too small for me, and it is just a staggeringly beautiful watch. Crown with a push-pull crown here with the signed Seiko S deeply engraved. Push-pull, hacking and end winding, 6R15 here. The lovely Seiko S on the crown. Look at that. And an insane polished and brushed case. This is one of Seiko's best cases. It has a lovely stepped chamfer running along the top of the flank all the way to the end of the lugs. Another masterpiece from Seiko. And this case is for the beach, even though it's not. An off-white dial with a hint of cream and a smidgen of loom on these applied polished indices. The dial must have been fashioned from the most endangered of tusks, or at least it looks as if it was. No elephants were killed in the making of this watch, but I wish some had been. It is just amazing. Dauphine hands, sublime, with their black tips and loom infills, sharper than a shogun's sword. They just pop on the dial. Everything about this just looks amazing. The needle thin seconds hand sweeping around at 21.6 with a diamond counterweight at the opposite end. All applied Seiko. Look at that. With printed automatic 23 joules. It's amazing. 6R15 with a 50-hour power reserve. Minute track on the smallest of rehors, encircling the dial. Display, screw down case back with hard legs on the back. Seiko time corp, a little bit of pelage work on the rotor. Pretty industrial, but this watch was £236. Let me remind you of that. And what you got for the money in those days was staggering. Sadly, long gone now. But in its day, this watch was offering a mind-boggling combination of case finishing and quality for a ridiculously low price. Unfortunately, Seiko don't do that anymore, but look at him. And this one's on an Uncle Seiko President bracelet with its rather unfortunate stamped swing arm and ridiculous number of micro adjustments. But look, Very nice. You can buy a milled one now, I believe, from Uncle. But this one was before that. What a watch. And let's have a wrist shot and a loom shot. And we'll move on to the next piece. Absolutely charming. Tiny, but not that small. And let's have a loom shot. This is the only one of these three with loom, and it's strange that it has any, but it does. So I'll show it to you now. There we go. Not actually too shabby, bros. It's no marine hui. Even the doxer is out angling. But not by much. Look at that. Beautiful. Next one up tonight, be patient, is another great watch. And the next one will be, which one should we go for? I think we'll go for the next Seiko, which is the SRPB 46J, the Manhattan. It's a cocktail time, and this one needs no introduction. I mean, look at that dial. Look what it does with the light. In daylight, it is even better. I should really film these in the day. This one costs £420 when new. I don't know what they sell for used. Probably about 300, 280, 350. So you can pick these up for a great price. It's a rose gold plated pink gold Manhattan with a 4R35 movement, 23 jewels. It is a 12mm thick under this massively boxed hardlex crystal. For that price, to box a sapphire probably would have cost another few £100. And it has a display case back with a lovely gold rotor. This 4R35B Seiko movement. Hacking and hand winding is featured on this onion crown, which is also signed with the Seiko S. It's a simple case, all polished, not much to it. But the dial is mental. Look at that dial. It's beautiful, and I wish I had a reason to wear it more often. Delicious, sumptuous dial. Seiko have their flaws, but they are the kings of dials across the price points. Even at these lower ends, they produce some staggering dials. Beautiful work. Applied Seiko, printed pressage automatic, white on black wheel, minute track, gold indices. I mean, it's lovely. Dauphine hands. She hacks, she hand winds, and it's just a great watch. I'll put it somewhere. Look at that. Lovely calf skin leather strap with a deployant, all milled. And this is actually a good strap from Seiko. It's very soft, smells great, and was great out of the box. Seiko always puts their straps on backwards, which I've never liked, so I've turned this one around and put it on the right way round. But yeah, when you buy them, Seiko straps are always the wrong way round, so you have the tail end pointing up this way. I don't like that. Look at that. This is 40mm. Fantastic. Special occasions only for me. Weddings and funerals. Job interviews, not even once. But look at that. It is for the beach. And lovely. And so that's that one. And next is the final one. And it's the cheapest watch in the collection. And this is going to be the Orient multi-year calendar. Let's take him off the cushion for a closer look. This is the multi-year calendar, FEUOA003BH, purchased for under £100 4 years ago. They now sell for between £150 and £200. on the bracelet, which is shit, so I've swapped it out for this strap code engineer. But the watch itself is just a marvel for the price. It really is. And it's an entry level, fully in-house, as Orient does with all their watches. Everything's in-house. Everything is in-house. And don't let that put you off, the price. It's great value. It's an 11mm height, just under 49 lug to lug, a 22mm lugs, and a 50-meter water resistance rating. Don't dip your jelly tots in the coos, because this one is splash proof only. Mineral glass, non-hacking or hand winding on this movement, but it doesn't matter. And you have a date complication here, black on white, and lovely sort of quasi-waffled effect on the dial. Applied indexes, applied logo, which is lovely. Let me move the hands out the way. You do get an applied Orient logo, printed Orient automatic at the 9. And then you get, of course, the wonderful Orient multi-year calendar complication. Incredibly simple. It's not a perpetual calendar, because you have to manually move it along. But it's I've always loved it. It's so clever. I mean, if you look at February, the dot there, and you can see that Saturday we're on the 11th here, and you move the date round. So when we go to, if you wanted to go to March, for example, you'd move the number round to the 23, which is 2023, and then you'll see that the March month starts on a Wednesday, Thursday, and it is amazing. I don't know how they do it. Brilliant. And the dots signify leap years. What a cunt it is. But we love it. And so it's a cheap watch. It has an immeasurable charm, as I've said. And mock him and you reveal your true self, because this watch has provided great pleasure to so many people who aren't rich. But it's brilliant, and it keeps great time. It really does. But we know that already, right, babe? And that's kind of it for tonight. Mr. Doc Sosha is here, looking massive as always on my spaghetti-fied Nagda stack. But that's it. Oh, I haven't done a wrist show with this lovely Orient, so let's put him on. This one really is nice. Listen to how the rotor is extremely loud, but it's great. We have that one. And that's the end of my show. And that's the last dress watch you'll ever probably see on this channel. I hope you've enjoyed it, you shitwigs. They are for the beach, as am I. Stay freaky, bros, and never give up. See you in the next one.